3 players you don't want to draft at their ADP if you want to win your league. Who's your first player that you're telling people do not draft?
Well, let's go with a player at the early part of the draft, Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, he's coming back from a torn ACL. He's hitting in spring training. He may not play until May. There's a lot of uncertainty, but I'm not taking it because you're counting on him for stolen bases. And I don't think he's going to be stealing the way he did previously until he's fully healthy from the ACL. So even just a slight decline in stolen bases, he's not a first rounder anymore. So let somebody else take him in the first round. He's going number 7 in ADP right now in NFBC leagues over the last week since the lockout ended. That's still way too high. If you want, my first round pick has got to be just rock solid. Too much risk there.
Who's the second player that you're telling people do not draft this guy if you want to win?
Trevor Story. He's going 37 overall ADP. He may end up on my Minnesota Twins, but he's not in Coors Field anymore, and his road stats are not that good. And shortstop is plenty deep this year. So, if he signs with the non-Colorado team, which is what's going to happen, then I'm out at 37.
Tell me your third player that when someone else drafts them, you're happy because they're not going to be on your team.
Well, one of the big trends I've spotted this year is just the overvaluing of the top of the relief pitching core. So Hendricks and Hader, they're going really early, 34, 35 overall picks in ADP. I think what's happened here at the lockout got everybody desperate to get closers because there's so few closers that have certain jobs. And in fantasy sports, this happens all the time. There's an early ADP trend, and it just sort of sticks because everyone starts looking at those ADPs and it reinforces it. And by the time you get to draft day, they're overvalued. So I'm not paying the top prices for those closers. The closer pool is just going to be as tumultuous as any other previous year. Those guys are great pitchers, but they can lose their jobs or get hurt. I'm gonna wait and get value in hitting and starting pitching in those early rounds.
One bonus bust. I'm putting you on the spot here, but who's the elite starting pitcher that you least want to draft?
Anybody that has injury concerns. I mean, DeGrom is just going to be I'm going to pass on him, and I'm probably going to get burned. But you're just rolling the dice, and usually for fantasy baseball, I'm trying to be a little bit conservative. So I'm not trying to take the guy who's going to win my league or lose my league, and he's definitely in that place right now. And once he starts throwing a little bit more in spring training here, he's going to be like a first rounder, right? I mean, the upside is just off the charts, but I just can't take that risk again.
To see RotoWire's fantasy baseball kit right now for free for 10 days, there's no better way to get ready for your baseball draft. Go to rotowire.com/try.